Hello gamers, I'm Enshrouded, but if you're here, you probably already know that. This is a video for the subscribers of the channel and it serves as an update on what is going on with the games I follow, and maybe one or more of these games is why you pressed that subscribe button. I didn't see the point of making a video for each of these games, so I will try to condense all the information here. Let's not waste any time and get to it. First things first, it's the month of October, and this means Autumn and Halloween events. Almost all MMORPGs and in general live service games that respect themselves will have some form of event around this festive season. For me personally, the most notable ones are Black Desert Online, which is doing better and better with every single patch, which is weekly by the way, and these Halloween events are their best ones yet. There are a lot of free goodies and things to check out and enjoy. New World is another MMO that I keep a close eye on, and it also has acceptable Halloween events, and honestly, they did a decent job with them this year. But realistically, if you're playing any of these games, you probably already know all about those events. And in general, if you're thinking of going back to a live service game, it's always a good time around Halloween. With that in mind, let's go over the news that you might not know. First up, Wayfinder, a character-based MMORPG. Wayfinder had a major patch called Call of the Void. This brings their first event, a new weapon, a few new quests, a dungeon, and over 250 bug fixes and improvements. Wayfinder still has a long way to go before it is ready, but this is a major first step in that direction, and if previously you encounter bugs or other technical problems that stop you from enjoying the game, it might be worth checking what they have done so far. Next game is Perfect New World, an action combat, high fantasy, Chinese MMO. Perfect New World will have a second beta test and you can sign up for it on their website. The sign up period started on the 11th of October and it will end on the 7th of November. This test will feature limited participants, and if you are interested in playing, you should sign up sooner rather than later. On the website you'll find the questionnaire, and there is also a little event where you can spin a wheel daily and potentially win a boarding pass. This will guarantee you a spot in the next beta. I find it pretty fun, and it's nice to see they made a little event around this. You can find a link to their website in the description of the video if you are interested. The game is meant to be the spiritual successor for Perfect World, a pretty old MMORPG, but it will feature a very intricate combat system that I personally found interesting. And unlike most Chinese team MMORPGs, the game actually offers a good variety when it comes to visual appearance and not only ropes. And overall I think the game is very beautiful to look at. I had a good time during the last test, but the content was quite limited, and personally I am waiting to see more before I make my decision. What I can say with certainty is that the game shows promise, so it is worth keeping an eye on. I have seen some complaints in the community that their anti-cheat was flagged up as malware, which is the case sometimes with in-depth anti-cheat systems because they do monitor a lot of your information. From what I can tell with my technical expertise, it was just an anti-cheat and there was no reason for concern. But I will say this always, if you are paranoid about your data and you don't want the Chinese companies to know what kind of porn you watch, do your own research and make your own decision when it comes to this. The next piece of news is related to Quinfall, a sandbox MMORPG which supposedly has the biggest world so far in MMORPGs, being over 2,000 square kilometers. They have announced that their closed beta will start on the 30th of January 2024. I'm sure to make a video on it as soon as the game will become available, so stay tuned for more details. As for other upcoming games, there are no interesting news, but I will still mention what's new. PAX Day devs keep sharing their development process, and for those interested, there will be quite a bit of information. They even shared recently their alpha build character creator, which, as expected from a studio with a lot of experience, looks pretty promising even in this stage of development. So do most of the other things that they have shared. For Throne and Liberty, they have released some stats from their previous technical tests, which are fairly useless, because they have been taken out of context. I don't know, I guess it's better than sharing nothing, but let's face it, this is not the news we want or most of us care about. Personally, I couldn't care less about how many times a certain world boss was killed during this test. I'm still eagerly waiting news on the next test, and hopefully they decide to give us a release date sometimes before the end of the year. Another game that I'm eagerly awaiting is The First Descendant, but they have yet to share anything of any value, and they probably will not for the next few months. So, I think it's best to forget about it until they will finally decide to share some news and set a release date, which I suspect will be around Christmas. Not a release date, but news. Again, since this is one of the games that I enjoy very much in the beta and I am looking forward to, I will keep you informed on any future development. The last game that I wanted to talk about is Enshrouded, a next-gen survival game. And when I say next-gen, I really mean it. They have taken a voxel approach to the world where you can carve into the world itself, kinda like Minecraft, but not with cubes. The building element overall is fantastic. The game itself is still in development and a lot of improvements need to be made. But if you are interested, they have released a demo on Steam. These are all the news that I think are relevant to the games that I enjoy and I'm looking forward to. There are a few other games that I have my eyes on, but there is nothing of interest yet. Anyway, that is all I wanted to share for today. I hope you all will have a fun Halloween. Feel free to like and all that jazz. See you in the next one, gamers.